Hey guys, how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening wrap. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we'll go straight over to those Bitcoin charts. So Bitcoin on the 4 hour, as you can see, we did break above this resistance. Got swiftly rejected on our initial pass, as you can see here. This wick all the way back down. Bought back up again. A bit of an indecision wick. Not necessarily bullish or bearish because we didn't basically trade higher. Didn't close any higher up the wick than basically the previous close. And then yeah, since then we've sort of drifted down. I mean, this candle, it goes without saying realistically now that this is the high, but before this was the high, this candle was a pretty good measure of a point of continuation in the trend, which we didn't quite manage to get back up to. Failed it by about $100 or so, I think. But yeah, now we're coming back down. So you guys know the deal. It is basically we've broken above the resistance. We are currently back testing it. If we get supported at this back test, start to move back up, and then especially take out these highs, you'd expect to move up to the next zone, which actually is 20k. So it's definitely an interesting zone. Definitely a zone of more accolade. A zone that will basically get us a lot more attention. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. It's a zone that will definitely it's an attention grabber. I mean, Bitcoin all-time highs is clearly the number one attention grabbing headline. But yeah, so realistically, to get to that level, all we've got to do, in my view, is take out 18,500, and then yeah, we will be up there. But I guess we're playing with big numbers now. We're in a big range. We are currently trading at all the 17,707. So yeah, it's more than it's more than basically $500 away, isn't it? So. I would be looking at, obviously, you guys probably guess what I'm going to say. I'll be looking at potentially losing this resistance. Losing the support. It's support now. The old resistance, new support. ORNS, what it's called. Old resistance, new support. I would potentially see as maybe losing this, and then having a maybe either a more thorough back test of this 16.5k, maybe just consolidate in this zone, and then break back through, consolidate for longer above 18k, and then start to progress to the upside. That would look pretty healthy and normal for an immediate term bullish move up. We can actually draw a nice trend line in here. If I draw it from here instead. We can draw a nice trend line in here, so I think we should probably be keeping an eye out on this trend line. See if we interact with it at all at any point. It could well support price, basically. It could well support price action, but obviously breaking it could then trigger more downside. So yeah, you can see where that is. You can see where we're currently holding. So if we do hold this trend line, that would look pretty good. If we just hold this level here, that would look pretty good. I mean, this is quite the thing. If you want to look at the price action, look at what's going on in Bitcoin. This is in this uptrend. This is quite a nice, healthy slope on this trend line, and you can see we've based on it, broke away from it, came back to it, broke away from it, came back towards it, broke away, came back towards it, and we broke away, and we are quite extended like we were at this point. So in much the same way that a moving average would work, I mean, we could potentially be expecting a back test of this trend line. I mean, if it comes pretty quickly, in all fairness, we could drop 1,000 points in the space of a few 4-hour candles here. But if it comes quickly, it will coincide with this horizontal as well. But that isn't necessarily the more likely scenario. It is more likely we come and meet around here at what is actually a nice round 17,000. Actually, now that I look at the price, 17,000. It's weird to think that just this distance on my chart is actually like over $700 now. But yeah, 17,000 17,000. That could be a good point to basically bounce us off, get us back into the zone, trade around here, and then yeah, potentially get blasted off by the trend line again. These are the bullish scenarios that I'm basically going through at the moment. Obviously, the bearish scenarios are we lose this level here, we just make our way down, we lose the trend line, we lose this horizontal, and then we come down to here, and then we well, it's decision time. Are we gonna basically trade in this wider range but in the top half, or are we gonna come and tag the bottom half of the range after this little flurry above 18k? If we have a look on the daily, I mean, you can see on the daily we've only really wicked into it, and we're actually coming up on a daily 9 in, well, an hour and 33 minutes. So we'll be on a daily 9. I mean, the fact we're on this daily 9, the fact we are on this 5-day 9 with 2 days left, obviously the daily would end at the end, well, in 24 hours plus 1 hour 33 minutes. We could be looking at still more upside here. We could be looking at one more test up, and that test up, I mean, it could come obviously from a bounce, a support of this level we broke out of. One more test up, one liquidity hunt to the upside, one FOMO pump. Who knows how high we can get? We're in a parabola. There was a lot of FOMO going on. Who knows how high? We could get all the way up to 20k. Maybe one last push up based on the fact you often see acceleration on a 9. And as you can clearly see in this 5-day chart, you can see the acceleration we're having on this 9. Although we've had some big 5-day candles in the process of this move actually already. But yeah, on the basis you often can see acceleration on the 9. Yeah, maybe we will. But as it stands, this daily candle is is basically a spinning top doji. It is an indecision candle. It is quite clearly and obviously and blatantly obviously an indecision candle, and much the same way this is an indecision candle here. Big pump up, indecision candle, slam back down. Doesn't mean we weren't picked up. Obviously, we price action did get picked up, and then we did eventually make our way onwards and upwards. But it's just realistically, just look at the candles. Look at the candles, indecision candles here, and then we take out the top of the 9, and then we do move onwards to the upside. So, yeah, that is what I would look at. Obviously on the 4-hour chart, the main one we use, you can see we've closed a few candles above it. But yeah, I mean, I did say 14 to 18k is the range I believe we will stay in. But even on like a daily closing basis, we can close some candles above it. But I just think longer term we are just going to be trading sideways within actually lower than where price is now. So obviously we're at that level now. We've had the poke above, we back down. This is the point where everyone's like, oh well, onwards and upwards now. But I mean, I've been expecting this range. I did expect us to come up and tag the top though. So when we tag the top, we're not necessarily going to stop dead at the box I've drawn in. I did basically say we could get some wicks above. Obviously on the daily chart, daily candle, we've got a wick above, and then yeah, potentially come back down. And yeah, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's just what I think would look healthy for price action. But again, a lot of it is down to this dollar. As you can see, it's had a nice bounce off this low. This trend line has proved to be important. So once again, if we regain this trend line, we could be seeing a move well up to the next level towards the 90. Well, maybe not necessarily towards the, just to the next level. Play it level by level. So maybe a move up to this level. Not a maneuver, maybe a maneuver up to this level. But yeah, maybe a move up to this level and then see what happens. See if we then take out this level. We've obviously got an aggressive downward sloping trend line, well, a whole downward sloping channel, which potentially are bullish. So maybe we're just falling out this wedge, reached our target of the breakdown from the ascending wedge in a falling channel, and then we're going to break out the falling channel to the upside and meet the target, which will be roughly where we dropped out of the falling wedge. And just do a little round trip of sideways zigzag price action, and that would just look normal. That would look fine for price action. That's not necessarily anything we'd have to worry too much. You can see the whole move down has been pretty much like that. It wouldn't look abnormal. Is what I'm saying. So if we do get that, that is probably going to coincide with Bitcoin dropping this horizontal level, dropping basically the 17.4 level, and then yeah, coming back into this zone here, and yeah, like I said, hold it. I mean, we may very well hold 16.5k, turn back around, come back out, take this level out, take this high out, and go bullish and go to 20k. We very may well do that. Obviously the trend, I am fully aware the trend is your friend, but also I do know the trend is your friend until the end, and it would make sense for there to be an end of this trend at some point, relatively soon, just on how far we've come, basically so far, how far we've come so far. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That. Let's have a look at some other markets, see how we're getting on. The S&P obviously not had the greatest day today. You can see it was trying to consolidate at this level, at this high, and yeah, it just wasn't able to. Lost it. I tested it a few times, lost it, and now we're coming down. I mean, we do pretty much have this level here that we are at. So I mean, we could hold here. But I mean, it is looking relatively weak. That is not the sort of candle you expect to then literally reverse and bounce. Sort of the candle that you then would expect to see more downside on. So yeah, Nasdaq not done a lot really. Just on its 4-hour 9. BTC dominance want to have a look at as well. But firstly, yeah, we'll just go to BTC dominance now. BTC dominance, BTCD .D. Yeah, you can see we're approaching a sell 9, but we did actually move down into it. So that then price flipped to a 1, a red 1. But yeah, you can see we have reached that 9. Are we going to see a pullback? I mean, it's just phenomenally bullish. And also, you guys know, I was saying, people were looking at this thinking, right, that's it, alt season is on, let's go. LFG, let's go. But yeah, I was just like, this is not a confirmed reversal yet at all in any way, shape or form. And yeah, I mean, there we go. Obviously not a reversal, still moved back up. You can see though, we are sort of topping out. We are rolling over on the overall sort of average price action up here, average price level. So we could be topping here. We could be topping. We could be looking at a pullback. I mean, I think we have basically given every altcoin holder as much of a test as they can. The market has. So yeah, let's see. It reminds me of that meme that I've seen of basically there's like a picture of two ships. Well, not two ships, one ship, one nice big lit up cruise liner, and it's like the furloughed people, the people on furlough, and then there's like a boat, like literally not even a life raft, like a raft, a wooden raft with a broken sail, and it's like the furlough people. It's like at the moment, I feel like we could do that meme again with like the nice little cruise ship that's sailing along smoothly, and put that the BTC maximalists or whatever they're called, just the Bitcoin holders only, Bitcoin only holders. And then you've got like the raft below, the wooden raft that's basically getting absolutely like chopped up by the sea, and that's basically the altcoin holders at the moment. Maybe someone could just redo that meme. But anyway, that's, yeah, I mean, it has been savage for altcoins. It has been savage. And speaking of altcoins, let's have a look at Ethereum. I mean, this just speaks volume to it. Ethereum is one of the best. It's the second best altcoin. Is one of the best out there. Most used, most utility, most everything. Apart from Bitcoin, Ethereum is the one. And look at it. It's getting hammered. It's getting hammered. It does not like it. Bitcoin is basically showing it who is boss at the moment. But we're at this is a nice macro, I say macro as in just larger time frame. It is a nice level for us to get bounced at, to basically reverse from. So bear that in mind, you Bitcoin maximalists. It might be time to diversify or diversify, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, USD though, I mean, it's okay up there. I mean, it's holding. I mean, I feel like this needs a breakout. Well, I feel like it needs a breakout to get some momentum, but at the moment it's just, I mean, at the moment it's just basically the story of what BTC dominance is showing us. Bitcoin is going up, BTC dominance is going down, and a lot of altcoins are either going down or trading sideways. So yeah, Ethereum it's waiting realistically. Let's say it just wants to get a 5 handle, doesn't it? A $500 handle, and then I think people will start FOMOing Ethereum. So yeah, Tesla. How is Tesla doing after finally getting its cheeky S&P listing? It is incredible, isn't it? It's like they look at the chart pattern and think, well, if we just get a bit of news here, we can break out of this pattern to the upside. So, is Tesla on the way up? Is Tesla going to, let's just call it that far? Is Tesla on its way to yeah, about 500, we'll call it $575. Is Tesla on its way to $575? That is the question. Or are we having a swing failure out of this formation? We're gonna come back in. Obviously we won't know that, so we'll see what happens, and that is not confirmed. But yeah, coming back down and taking out this level, you can almost sense my bias that I have against this, can't you? But this is a fully extended asset. I mean, just look at it since the start of this year. Or I mean, we don't need to do it from March. We can just do it from the start of this year, even though they're pretty much the same level. So yeah, just around here. We're currently 480% up. I mean, this isn't crypto, guys. This is the real stock market. And people that trade in the real stock market, in real stock market position sizes, that are going to be sitting on that much profit, probably going to be distributing all over the S&P FOMOers. So yeah, just something for them to think about, although I know that they're not listening to this video anyway. But anyway, back over to Bitcoin. How is Bitcoin looking stochastically wise? Because this could be telling. 4 hours, you can see, starting to come down. 8 hours turned over as well. 12 out 10 hours turned down. 10 hours turned down. Alarm bells ringing. 12 hour hasn't, though. And when it does, if it does, it will obviously at some point, and lose this trend line. I think that will be the point that we'll come back down to 14k. Yeah, but hey, we'll see. Daily has turned back down. 2 days up there still. 3 days looking to want to turn back down. 5 day looking to sort of look like it's turning back down. And weekly getting toppy. Weekly is getting toppy. Weekly is getting so normally the level it about tops out at. So yeah, I mean, what can I say? Bitcoin 30k. Let's ignore it all. Let's ignore the signs. I mean, if you look at this run here, I mean, yeah, Bitcoin did basically have some big sharp moves up like that, but they were often followed by big sharp moves down. I mean, big sharp move up, big sharp move down. I mean, you can see the pattern here. We look to be in one of those big sharp moves up. Obviously, trying to call the top of that is difficult, but with all the tools at my disposal, I think we are not far from a local top before a significant pullback. And by significant, in all reality, I'm only talking 14k. I do think we'll bounce there, come back up, and well, just trade in this range and then decide what to do. Are we then going to break out to all-time highs, or do we break back down? I mean, I don't think breaking back down is likely, but Bitcoin does things that I have not thought were likely for its whole time that I've been watching it. So yeah, obviously got to think about that. Yeah, overall those stochastics are looking toppy. 5 day TD sequential that has called a number of recent highs is looking a bit toppy. Weekly 9 incoming. And I mean, yeah, I mean, we basically were in a whisk of all-time highs. You would expect to get up to around there, pull back, consolidate. I mean, it would look so nice on the chart. Pull back, consolidate, and then bang, and literally, I expect us to pull back to around consolidating the zone, and then when we break this level here and start to go for it, I mean, I am expecting moves somewhere in the region of... This is going to tell us what I'm expecting. Obviously, it's because of the log, it's shrinking. Yeah, about 30k. So, Bitcoin has had pretty much like a 60 or 70% move up from where it's been recently. And yeah, a move back down to 14k could pretty much see us then have a 100% move to the upside in true Bitcoin parabola fashion. So yeah, that is kind of my views, guys. But anyway, so that is it. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always DYOR, do your own research, and I will speak to you guys in the morning.